Hello, here is your astrology chart, and just, there's a lot of marks and things that I've made here. So just a brief explanation. Here is the Earth's perspective, and we're imagining that that's you being born, the moment you were born. This is a map of the sky the moment you were born. So what we basically do is sort of take this map and superimpose it right above your head so we can get a really good visual of where the stars and planets and everything was in the sky the moment you were born. And then we look at this like a set of archetypes and assigning meaning to each of these things, then looking at their relationship. So where are they in relationship to each other? We can get a good idea of, a way to interpret your blueprint, your life blueprint, and, things that may be valid and important for you. So that's the inner circle, the map of the sky. Out here on the outer circle is the map of today. This is February 17th, and where everything is in the sky at this moment. You can see how they'll interplay. It's like acupressure or acupuncture in a way. So the moon is directly affecting your communication. So Mercury is here representing the way that you communicate and express yourself. So that's the outer circle. What we're going to read today is the four corners, and I've highlighted the four areas here, and with the inner feminine and the inner masculine. So we start off always by calling in sacred space, which I've done. Before I start my work in here, I like to call in sacred space by asking the elements of earth for grounded support, water for clear reflection, clear emotions, the emotional current to be flowing clearly, for fire to come for the activation, the action, inspiration, and the element of air for that, being able to hear the messages in the wind, sort of letting that air energy carry things through so we can understand it, and spirit for that sort of universal love or the glue that holds everything together. So inviting those elements in. I also like to call in my higher self, your higher self, giving gratitude and thanks for all the ways that the ancients have collected data and made this tool of astrology and archetypes, and just so much gratitude for all of that and for us being able to access it, because before this information was hidden and only few people had access to it. So that's calling in sacred space from my part. For you, you might want to have water nearby, grab a pen and paper to take notes, light a candle, light some incense, whatever makes it feel like sacred space for you. We'll start off by looking at your lineage, which we can see the moon and the south node. So for you, you can see you have so much activity over here in the sign of Scorpio. The moon is here in the sign of Aquarius, and the south node is here in the first house with all this stuff. So what we'll call this lineage of yours is the Aries job and the Aquarius tribe. So the moon showing the tribe. So when I'm talking about tribes, this is like, if we can imagine that when you were born, you were already a master of something. And from having kids yourself, you know that each of the children will, I can't explain why my son instantly, when he can talk, is saying some motorcycle, vroom, vroom, and nobody how did you even see a motorcycle? Like, where did you even see that? And, we don't know why they like things that they like, why they're attracted to things they're attracted to, and why they have certain skills that, we can come up with all these ideas of what it is, but it's ultimately it's mystery. We don't know. But we can say for you that part of your skills has to do with the Aquarius tribe, where your moon is. The Aquarius tribe is the innovative, very highly intellectual. They're able to see the big picture perspective. These people are like Nikola Tesla. Why is he always the guy who started Apple? I can't. I have his book on my shelf, and lately I just cannot recall his name. It's so weird. He's one of my like idols. I love him. You know who I'm talking about. Jobs, Steve Jobs. This is the energy of Aquarius. Completely crazy idea that is on point. So they're actually, what Aquarius has a skill for doing is being able to connect to the cosmic consciousness, get some crazy idea that it's innovative, it's technology based, and somehow like technical, not necessarily like getting on the computer technology, but technology meaning that it's a whole system, and being able to really tap into that. Some of the things with Aquarius moon people as children, they can feel, some kids will have an imaginary friend. Aquarius people, like, I want to say that they are the imaginary friend. Like that space where imaginary friend comes from, Aquarius is so tapped into that energy. Not only will they have imaginary friends, they will feel more close to that invisible realm than they will with their own family. So a lot of times they can feel like they are aliens. One guy with an Aquarius moon told me that his whole life was hoping that somebody would adopt him and take him out of his family, because he's like, how can I be surrounded by these people? Because Aquarius moon people often are very highly intellectual. They can feel like these people are so dumb. Why don't they get it? Why don't they see? Because the Aquarius moon person will see and will have a highly developed intellect, has a big picture perspective. And, in families, a lot of times it can be drawn in, focus on one, like magnifying glass on one part of the situation. And, you can be very detached. Just by nature, you're able to kind of step back, see the whole thing. So that's the Aquarius moon. Then your specialty, we look at the North and South node. In Vedic astrology, we think of the North node as what you're going toward, like a destiny point. And that's also known as the dragon's head. The South node is known as the dragon's tail. And it's in Vedic astrology what we want to move away from.